Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30. Day after Thanksgiving, November 25th, also known as Black Friday. I stayed away from the malls today, though. I don't want any part of that madness. But we got some rain today, and then the skies the sun came out around the afternoon, 2 o'clock. We had the sun come out, and then the clouds kind of came back into the picture after a couple of breaks, and we had some rather threatening-looking clouds, actually, as we get toward here, and a couple of drops of rain, maybe like a little sprinkle around 4:30, 4 o'clock, more like 4 o'clock, sprinkle around 4 o'clock, 4:30. You can see these dark clouds in the sky here, quite ominous looking there, and again, ominous looking, looks like rain is coming, and like I said, there was some rain, it really didn't reach the ground that much, and then the skies kind of cleared out again towards sunset. Very colorful sunset tonight. And one thing, wondering if anyone else is noticing these. We're getting these really beautiful pink sunsets lately. This is what I'm talking about here. Look at that. That's quite pretty right there. See all that pink? I'm not sure what that's from. Usually you get that after a volcano erupts. And then tonight, skies were clear, and then we had some more clouds come in. Clouds kind of in and out across the area. Yeah. So looking at the current satellite, you can see those clouds over upstate New York. You can see those clouds kind of drifting in and out a little bit. You can see the clouds kind of clear out. And then we had, like I said, a couple of those sprinkles. If we look at rewind the radar here, which is what we'll do. We'll rewind the radar to around 4 o'clock. You can see there were a couple of these sprinkles around. I think they were more potent. Yeah, they were a little bit more potent further north. They really barely wet the ground at all. That was just the drier air coming into the picture, because earlier on the humidity was still, even at 2 o'clock, we still had feeling kind of warm out there. But then it got cooler after those showers came through. That was the actual front that coming through. All right, and if we look earlier, this is the rain we were dealing with this morning here. Just some showers, nothing too substantial. Looking at the current conditions right now, you can see things have cooled off a lot. 46 degrees at Farmingdale. Dew point 26, and we'll show you what I mean, how the day went. So earlier on in the afternoon, we were well into the 50s, and the dew points were up as well. So it was dew points are up in the mid 40s. So feeling kind of warm out there. And then once we got up that 4 o'clock period, the temperatures dropped into the 40s, and that's when you could see the dew points take a drop quite substantially, and that's the drier air moving in. So let's take a look at our highs, lows, and rainfall for the area. I'm going to keep this zoomed out like this, I think, because I don't think we're going to see too much variation. In fact, lows, I don't think, we'll go look at the lows first, but I don't think we really got much radiational cooling. West Hampton, you only got down to 30, 39, 42, so not really a whole lot of radiational cooling last night because those clouds moving in put a lid on it. Highs across the area, mid-50s for the most part. I'll move this in a little more, I guess I have to. Mid-50s for the most part, and you can see there 54, 55, 55. So mid-50s, pretty much. That westerly wind kind of kept temperatures fairly uniform. And again, if I want to go back to the lows, we can do that as well. And look at the lows, and you can see again there was some radiational cooling last night before the clouds rolled in there. So let's take a look at the rainfall amounts. We'll take a look at the last 24 hours of rainfall. Probably not that much. In fact, nothing's showing up. That's odd. No rainfall at all. That doesn't make any sense. Very little. Very little. It was very little rain. It was enough to get the ground wet, and that was it. But the wet ground kind of lingered until those winds took over toward the afternoon, because there wasn't a lot of wind until we got past that 4 o'clock. Then the wind picked up, and that kind of that was the drier air that dried the ground out. Because you noticed that the ground was still damp around the afternoon, and then finally we got rid of that. Once we got toward the, like I said, 4 o'clock hour, 5 o'clock hour, it started improving as that drier air came in. So you can see here, looking at the GFS, low with the front moving offshore here. High pressure builds in for tomorrow. Should be a nice day. And despite this, would lead you to believe it's going to be cold, but this air isn't really that cold at all. So tomorrow it's actually going to be above normal again. High pressure moves offshore. That sets the stage for the next chance of rain. And that is on Sunday, and that could be a more substantial chance of rain. And then after that moves away, we have another high pressure build in. And then a bigger high built in Thursday and Friday. And that could bring some colder air perhaps down with it. I really don't want to go too much in the long range, but I will. But you can see we go below normal for Friday a little bit, all right? But for the most part, before that, you can see we're above normal. Even tomorrow, we'll be above. We'll start off a little below normal, but we're going to go above normal into the mid-50s. All right, so let's... Don't really want to go too much into the long range here, but let's go to the HRRR model here. 0's the HRRR, and we'll take a look and see. Now, obviously, we're going to be dry, but we're going to see what Sunday looks like with this rain that's going to move in. Fortunately, it's going to move in the afternoon, and it looks like it's going to linger around into the evening. You can see it goes from steady rain to a showery type of precipitation around 7 o'clock, and that's as much as we have of the HRRR. But you'll see here that there's showery and maybe even some thunderstorms in here. We'll have to, again, it's too early to tell for that. We can also look at the FV3, which is the 0Z FV3. Well, we have the 0Z FV3, and I can't believe it. So you can see there's that rain again. You can see it's going to kind of linger around a little bit, the shower chances. So, yeah, a wet, after you get into the afternoon, evening, that's when it's going to rain, and that's when there's going to be a decent amount of rain with this. So if we look at the total accumulated precip with this front, you'll see it'll be more like between a half and an inch of rain from this, unlike what we had earlier. And that's because of the moisture in the air. So let's go ahead and look at the dew points here, which we're missing data on this. All right, so I'll go to the HRRR then, show you what I mean. There's just going to be more moisture to work with. All right, so here's the HRRR. Dry air tomorrow. You see the northwest winds tomorrow. They become westerly later in the day. So we start off with the northwest winds, which means the morning's going to feel cold. You're going to have that cold air advection, but then as you get toward the afternoon, it's going to kind of wane. The winds go west, and then maybe a little more to the evening, maybe almost a little more west-southwest. And then as we get into Sunday, here comes the moisture, and that's what's going to give us the heavier rain potential. Dew point's going to get into the 50s. It's more moisture in the air. That's going to give us more of a rain potential with this system for Sunday. So a Sunday soaker, I guess, is likely at this point. And these are your air temperatures. So looking at your air temperatures here tonight, by morning we'll probably be in the mid-30s. And tomorrow we rebound well into the mid-50s. We're going to be above normal tomorrow again. So it's going to start off cold and then get warm as that cold air advection dies off. Tomorrow night, probably not as cold. We'll have to see how the skies are. If we do get the light winds and the radiational cooling, we could see lows possibly below freezing in the Pine Barrens. Most of us will be in the upper 30s. And then for Sunday, that's when we're going to see the temperatures soar, probably into the 60s. And even a 70-degree reading in New Jersey is not out of the question, according to this. And again, if we look at the FV3, which is the higher resolution GFS, you can see it's missing some frames, so we can't really use that. We do have the regular GFS, which we can use. And it'll show you the warmth there, the warmth that we're dealing with here for Sunday, and that's going to bring in that disgusting amount of air that we're going to have, the tropical showers. And then by Monday, we've dropped again into the mid-40s, all right? So let's go look, and just taking a peek at next week again, you'll see that we're going to have more warmth. So you can see here, it cools down. Tuesday, it looks like we'll have 40s. Okay, it'll be cold, but then look what happens Wednesday. More warmth again. Another cold front comes through Thursday, knocks it down. Friday, it knocks down another front, and then you can see warm air tries to make a resurgence. And then I don't really want to go any further than this because we don't want to go long range, but we're already looking. So you can see it's next week that we start seeing that cold air later next week. Hopefully, you notice how it pushes it off, but hopefully we'll start getting back into that cold air because it's the holidays. It's supposed to be cold. It's not supposed to be in the mid-50s. It's ridiculous. And it's definitely not supposed to be humid. So let's go look at the skies. And you'll see tomorrow we should have a mostly sunny day. Some clouds to start maybe, but then by afternoon, cold advection type thing, maybe from the lakes. And then by afternoon, I think by like 11 o'clock, should be mostly sunny. And here comes the next set of clouds for Sunday, Monday. You can see we're still kind of in the clouds. Tuesday might be a sunny day. We'll have to watch and see how the clouds in the next system comes because we're kind of zonal, remember. All right. Thursday, we might clear it out. And then we'll have to, this is ways out. I don't like you showing the clouds that far out because it's so, just giving you an idea. It's not going to be like clear weather. So here's the RGEM. And you see, starting off with those clouds, and then we clear out, mostly sunny tomorrow. And then the high clouds rolling overnight. Probably not enough to get rid of the radiational cooling, so I still think there's going to be some radiational cooling. Lead to a chilly morning on Sunday. Then the clouds and the warm air surge in later Sunday. We're going to have plenty of clouds, and then the RGEM seems to want to get these clouds out of here sometime after 8 or 9 o'clock. And then for Monday, you can see we have a lot of clouds just off to the north and the west of us. We'll have to see how that materializes, if they make it down here or not. But it will be colder on Monday, I think. Hopefully. So let's look at one of the model for the skies. I guess I could do the FV3 if we want. This is what we got here for the FV3. So we're missing information. Yeah, so you see we're missing. Doesn't really help us very much. This is Monday. See, Monday it's more aggressive with the clouds, but that's as much as we got from the FV3 as far as the skies go for tomorrow. I can't use the NAM3, which I don't like showing, but we can show you that as well for the clouds. You can see that's mostly sunny as well. And then Sunday, here comes the clouds and the rain. So we can actually look at the NAM as well and show you the NAM's opinion on what's going to happen here with the rain for Sunday. And again, here's your Sunday soaker for you. Starts, unfortunately, the worst time, 3, 4 o'clock, and then it's going to linger around probably until like 8, 9 o'clock. For me, that's usually when I go out, so I might be kept in that day. And then cooler air, drier air comes in. Kind of sucks after being in yesterday that I might have to do it again on Sunday, but with this around, that's some pretty heavy rain there, and there could be some thunderstorms involved with that too. It's going to be pretty nasty. And again, if we look at the dew points here, you'll see you can have that south wind bringing that moisture in. So we'll have to see as this evolves how it's going to be, but it seems like it's going to be right at that time, unfortunately. Originally it looked like, it was going to be earlier in the day, but we have a stronger high-pressure system, so it's going to move in a little later. It's going to be a little slower to arrive and slower to leave as a result. Of course, it can't just be a simple cold front. It's going to have to be a whole affair here with another soaker of a day again. And I'm sure that when we look at the November precipitation amounts, it probably will be above normal. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens because the month we've got a few more days. Got about 5 or 6 more days left, and then we'll have our monthly data. Ventu Sky. All right, we're at the Ventu Sky site. We'll go over here. You can also look at this for the clouds too. We can look at this tomorrow. As well, look at the clouds. So this is the HRRR clouds, and you can see not many clouds. Should be a very nice day. So make the most of it because Sunday is going to suck. So I guess that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.